The reason I love pay-per-click advertising was the democratization of it all, right? That was the beauty of it. Anybody could advertise, but your creative was, the 10 words that you could come up with, right? In the sponsored listing, and then how creative you could get on your keywords and the conversion of all that. So, and I thought that going into video, I'm like, oh, we're going to democratize this. And in a sense, anyone can advertise. But at the end of the day, they have to create a video, and they have to create a professional video that represents them properly. And I think what happens there is like, not many people can do that. So you don't get those real small businesses. You tend to get bigger businesses, and you tend to not get a lot of performance-based advertisers, but they may be there. I would say, if I were to guess, probably 5% or less would be in that category. And that's just a guess because we don't get those types of advertisers. We don't sell it based on that.
Yeah. You mentioned creative, right? Obviously in pay-per-click, creative didn't have sort of a conversation around production value, whereas within video, production value is absolutely a conversation, as well as if it's going to be into these top tier broadcaster type, distribution partners, right? Is there sort of a creative approval process that agencies and marketers should think about if they're going to sort of call your sales team? Like, should they sort of know ahead of time, okay, these are the kinds of red flags where you won't get your creative approved?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have tools on the supply side, and on the supply side, media owners vary in terms of the level of restriction that they operate, but they can and do approve every single piece of creative, right? So the bid will come in, we'll capture it, we'll capture the creative associated with that. And then they have, these tools that they can go through. Now they can order it based on, do they have a direct deal? Do they have how much volume in bidding activity, so that they can kind of first deal with the ones that they know are going to make the most money. Why are ads rejected? It might be because of the content itself. I'm not necessarily sure it would be, the quality, but of course, if you got a local ad and it's, shot clearly with an iPhone, it's probably going to get rejected by one of the major broadcasters. My guess is it's more content around it's political and we're not doing it, or we already work with a competitive advertiser, so we just need to be able to block that. I mean, we've spent a lot of time working with our media owners to create the tools that they need to be able to kind of scale the business without overwhelming their own business and ad ops. And it's a balance between, control and trust.